Welcome back, everybody, to season 3 of Recipes from the Patwin Kitchen. My name is Chef Casey here at the beautiful Second Hills Olive Mill in Brooks, California. Got another great dynamic recipe for you today. My interpretation of what maybe a gamey meal would have been after a successful hunt. This is going to be a beautiful play on Osso Bucco. Osso Bucco is generally made with veal, but today we're going to use venison. We got our venison here. We got the Venison Osso Bucco. We got to get this seasoned. Let's make sure our pan's nice and hot. We're gonna sear it off first. We're gonna brown it. And what that does, it kind of locks in all the flavor. Simple seasoning. We're gonna do salt and pepper. We're gonna do a little bit of dusting of flour. Make sure to shake off all the excess flour. Let's go ahead and get some oil onto the pan. So let's check our oil, do a little flour test. Looks pretty good to me. We'll put our Osso Bucco in. Nice sear. Not really wanting to move the Osso Bucco too much because you really want that flour. You want that golden brown outside. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. And you're really trying to sear all sides. We can let these brown a little bit and then we can start cutting our veg. That's gonna go with the braise. I have beautiful celery root. It's a beautiful rutabagas, parsnips. Got some beautiful garlic and some leeks, of course. Let's go ahead and cut our leeks. Our beautiful spring onion. And we got our celery root. I like to keep the skin on. You can peel it if you like. I just think it just goes better with the dish. So right now I'm building fond in the bottom of this pan. Now fond is the little bits and pieces that are coming from the meat that are being stuck to the pan. And that's why I have this beautiful petite sirah right here, ready to deglaze everything and bring all that flavor back into our stock. I got my Osso Bucco where I like it. I'm gonna pull them out. I'll just let them rest right here on the cutting board. I'm gonna add a little garlic. I'm gonna add a little bit of my onion. I'm gonna let that saute, let that sweat a little bit. We'll take our wine and we're just gonna deglaze. That's gonna bring up all the fond from the bottom of the pot. All the bits and pieces that come through while you're searing your Osso Bucco off, it's all gonna come up into the wine. Bring that wine to a boil. Okay, now that has reduced by half, let's take all our veggies and put it all back in. Get that nice and incorporated. Then we'll put our Osso Bucco back in. And you want the liquid to kind of be about halfway up. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. Let that water simmer. We'll take some rosemary, we'll take some fresh thyme. I'm gonna strain the stock anyways, so I'll just leave my herbs in there. Bring this back to a slow simmer, cover it. You can either put it back into the oven or you can let this finish on top of your stovetop for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So once you have this simmering and you have this ready to go, then we're gonna start on our other part of the dish, which is gonna be an acorn polenta. Get your pot going, a little bit of water. This might be about a cup and a half. You get that boiling. Let's go back and check our braise real quick. I'm gonna add my figs. I think I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and add a little balsamic. So back to the cover, let that simmer another 35, 40 minutes, and now we can get focused on our polenta. You get that boiling, and then you're just gonna slowly add your grits into the stock, right into the water. Let's do a little bit of the acorn flour. And the acorn flour is really gonna change the color. You went from a golden yellow to kind of a brownish style polenta, but that's okay. Now they're starting to thicken up and cook. You can smell the corn coming through. Do a little salt. So at this point, I'm gonna turn my heat down. Let that sit covered for a little bit. Now we can go back and check our braise, see how our Osso Bucco are doing. Looking beautiful. As you can see, they're cooking great. Figs look nice, smells incredible. I'm just gonna turn the osso bucco real quick, just so both sides can get into that wine mixture. And now I think we're ready to present. I'm going to present this dish with the polenta on the bottom. So as you can see, the polenta is thick. So we're going to take some of our osso bucco, and we'll just get that right over the top. And as you can see, it's slightly falling apart, but it's still holding its texture. And you really want that bone marrow to shine. You want that bone marrow to stay intact. Right over the top. And we're going to finish this off with a little onion gremolata. Now, gremolata is usually with citrus and onion. So I'm going to use a little of these grilling onions. I got some herb oil here, parsley, basil. I'll add a little more chive. Lots of lime juice. You could use lemon. You could use any type of citrus you have, grapefruit. Do a little chive. So we're gonna take this and we'll put this right over the osso bucco. And then we'll finish with a little garnish of green onion, little chive. And here we are. Braised venison osso bucco, acorn polenta, fresh gremolata, lots of fresh citrus, fresh onions. Beautiful dish to enjoy.